The history of golf. Can you imagine that any country's fighting forces would be so enamored with the game of golf that they downed weapons to play? This is what happened in Scotland in the 1500s. But not only did they play golf for recreation, they continued on to the detriment of their weapon skill usage. Archery was the prime weapon relied on by countries in those days to drive off enemies. But it seems that the archers of the day put so much effort into their golf games that they began to lose their skill at archery. This problem was so widespread that King James II and his parliament had to pass laws in 1542 prohibiting the game from being played. Luckily for golfers, gunpowder was invented near the end of that century, and so archery gradually became obsolete. But the game of golf did not. Even though it was illegal, the game continued to be played, and even King James IV, whose parliament had passed the last decree banning the game, became an avid golfer. He influenced his daughter Mary, later Queen of Scots, to love the game, and her son, later to be James I of England, played at Blackheath Common in London. The game of golf finally filtered through to the U.S. in the late 1700s. Here, it was considered a pleasing and genteel amusement, and it was not until much later that it was taken more seriously. The first permanent golf club did not spring up until nearly a century later. Both the Royal Montreal Golf Club and the Foxburg Golf Club vie for the honor of being the first permanent club in the Western Hemisphere, with the strongest evidence belonging to the latter, who claim the oldest permanent existence and the oldest golf course. No matter who was the first, the game of golf continued to grow in popularity down through the centuries, from its first humble beginnings, played in a field by a group of friends, to the formation of the United States Golf Association. By 1894, there were 2 U.S. golf championships, and it was then that uniform rules and conduct were established. In the 20th century, Horace L. Hotchkiss organized the first seniors tournament at Appomattox Club, Rye, New York, to prove that it was not just a game for younger people. Now golf is popular in over 30 countries, but has the largest following in the U.S., where there are well over 5,000 courses played on by in excess of 4 million people. The value of the land, buildings, and equipment used in the game is well into the billions. Not bad for a game that was once considered a nuisance by kings.